He's been around his family and me in the repair industry, and his passion always the dirt bikes. So he learned transmissions from working in the shop always. So for him to be able to expand his desire into his passion, and he can support his family with it, you know, that's every man's dream.
You've exhumed my love. Story will grow old, but you'll make dust from gold.
I'm 25 years old. I'm a part-time professional motocross racer. I've been using ONS services for the past 7 years, and I've had nothing but good luck since. Brook has been behind me 100% with the quality of his work. If anything has ever been wrong, he is right there to fix it immediately, and luckily enough, we have not had any problems to date. I recently did 5 nationals. I did Redbud, Bud's Creek, Unadilla, the Ironman National in Indiana, and I did the Utah Wheeler Motorsports Park National as well. And I was fortunate enough to have Brook behind me before that to help me get my bike dialed in. I only had the 450 for about 3 weeks prior to, and Brook helped me get everything, you know, situated and fit me like a glove, and I was beyond happy. Right now we're looking into doing a few of the 2015 East Coast Supercrosses on the 250 bike, and then we're probably going to transition into the 450 class for outdoors, and you know, just suspension and motor testing, and just trying to get everything dialed in correct. Just try and, you know, put it in the mains and get my name and Brook's name out there and do the best that we can.
My name's Chloe Tressler. I'm 13 years old. Been riding since I was 5 years old. Currently riding Kawasaki 100. I just got back from England and doing the arena cross over there. I'm currently going to be the only American riding it that I know of. Try and do good in that, and then come back home to Florida. Just got a sponsorship from ONS. The suspension's working good. Brook from ONS is really helping out a lot with it. He's practically my mechanic and works on my bike and suspension and everything else. It really is helping me out.
My name's David Drennan. I've been racing and riding for about 2 years. I like to race in the Gold Cup, Winter Ams, the Florida Series, race out at Thundercross, Bartow, all the local tracks, and been getting a huge support from my mechanic and friend Brook Thorpe. He helps me out with all my suspension. He rides with me on the weekends and whenever he can. He helps me, he gives me tips, and he's just been a great support.
Known Brook for probably 6 or 7 years. Got to know him out at Seminole Motocross track years ago, and had a problem with my bike, and he was right next to me, and that's how our relationship basically started. Ever since then, he's done all of our bike work, our suspension work. Couldn't ask for a more honest, hard-working guy. Guy has been there for us night or day. Anytime he takes a phone call, it's just been outstanding. I can't say enough about Brook and ONS and Revolve. He always takes time to take a few minutes when he's working on the bikes, talk to you about what you need. Once the problem has basically been analyzed and gets the repair done, quickly.
Just getting her done now?
Yeah, put the motor back in.
My name's Brook Thorpe, 34 years old. I've been involved in the sport of motocross for going on about 31 years now. Started a business, ONS MX Inc. We've been running since 2010, and this is a little insight as to what we do and where we came from. Yeah, so when I was about 3 years old, my dad got me in a ride and got me my first bike, and then about 4 we started going to local races in Missouri where I grew up, and we did that for about 10 years. And then job opportunity for him, we moved to Florida and started riding and racing down here and got into the off-road scene for a while and met some great people doing that and loved doing that kind of thing. And then I met a really good friend of mine who was a up-and-coming fast mini rider, turned pro, and he knew I'd been a mechanic my whole life. I'd been wrenching on my own stuff and friends' stuff, and he just invited me to come on the road with him, and that's kind of where it started. We did all the East Coast Supercrosses that we could, and all the East Coast Outdoor Nationals that we could, and just lived a privateer life, did some stuff, and it really opened my eyes to behind the scenes of the factory mechanics and the way they did things, and just it was very impressive, and it sparked something. That's kind of what I wanted to do. But after a couple of years of just traveling and realizing how hard it was in the business, I kind of took a step back and realized it's a lot of time on the road, and I'm kind of a family guy, and started a family very early. Bought a home and everything, and just kind of settled into being a mechanic, doing bikes on the side from what other stuff I was doing. And then the bikes started to get more and more word of mouth spread, and pretty soon it was 15 bikes in a 2-car garage, and that's when ONS started. We had to expand and move into something bigger, and that's where it all started. ONS, a lot of people ask what it stands for, what it means. A good friend of mine helped me come up with the name, and I, one day just kicking around when this whole thing started, and we had to decided it was more than something. It was just a side business in a garage, and we were going to do it. I had to come up with a name. So ONS started. I just one day looked at my racing number and it said 197. It's been my racing number since the early 90s. It's stuck around with me. So that's where the name ONS came from. Like I said, it got overwhelming just working out of a garage. So another friend of mine had opened a parts and accessories type business and saw what I was doing, and he invited me into his shop and in his space. And it started out a lot of long hours traveling, working a regular job, and working on bikes at night. And 18, 20-hour days, just because I was driven to get it going and saw the potential and the need for a shop, in the area that specialized in two-wheel and off-road stuff, and really catered to the local guys that just had nowhere to bring their stuff, and they refused to go to the dealerships. So that's pretty much how it began. I started with a small base of local guys that just repetitively brought their stuff to me, and it just was a snowball. They told their friends, and it just grew from there. And now we've moved 3 times to get bigger space each time, and now we're where we're at. And you know, we're just trying to build it into, I would say, a friendly race shop. You know, we're not trying to be pro circuit, we're not trying to be anything big, but we want to be a renowned Florida race shop, and that's kind of the goal. And it starts with, you know, the local guys and the loyalty they've given, and just snowballing from there, and
First kick.
where we're at now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God! You really touched it.
Yeah, I'd really like to thank some people I met along the way. First off, my good friend I met when I was first moved to Florida, Jeremy Shuttleworth, was an up-and-coming mini-cycle guy and went pro as soon as he turned to big bikes. He's who kind of was pushing me. You know, he was my 5-day-a-week riding partner. I mean, really taught me how to ride in the Florida sand, and we went to Loretta's together and stuff like that, and traveled to the East Coast Supercrosses, the Outdoor Nationals. So I'd really like to thank him. I mean, he's the one that kind of, you know, invited me along with him on all these trips, and you know, believed in what I could do for him, and kind of got me started and got me intrigued by it all. One of my best friends for years now, Jason Vendrillo, who I lived with for a while, he too really saw like the talents I had on being able to fix things, and how thorough I was, and to work, and really pushed me towards the business, and you know, always keeps telling me that to keep chugging and keep going, you know, that one day it's going to be what you want it to be. Joe LaFalce, who was another local pro guy who had lots of options, but he always came to me, and you know, we built motors in my garage that he's qualified for Outdoor Nationals on, and that means a lot, because it shows that, you know, we can do it, and we did it on, you know, a shoestring budget. All the guys that ride for me, who really were the core group that got this started, the Strasbaugh family, Todd and Ben, who I've been working with Ben since he was on mini bikes, and now he's moved his way up on the off-road scene. The Paul family, Jeff and Jake. Jake's a phenomenal off-road guy. I've been working with him for years, ever since mini bikes, and he's one of the top A riders in the off-road right now. And my current mini cycle guys, Slade Tressler, Logan Boy, you know, watch for those guys. There's some up-and-coming mini guys. Besides that, my father too, he still rides, he still pushes me. You know, we go riding every weekend we can, when we can get together, and that still means a lot. I mean, he's the one that got me into this, and we're still going strong. We try to ride every Sunday, and motocross has been one of the biggest families I've been a part of, and just everybody I meet every weekend, the new people I meet every year, you know, I want to stay involved, and just, I want to be there. You know, I want to be a name that you recognize, and a place you want to come to. That's about it.